Hello and welcome to Newsbreak Chats. I'm Chai Hofilenya. I'm the editor of Newsbreak, which is the investigative and in-depth section of Rappler. We're approaching Christmas and the end of the year, and it's the usual time that we look back at the big news that made us happy, broke our hearts maybe, and caused a lot of despair or even exasperated us. Some of them may have been even hilarious or plainly stupid. I've invited the senior editors, yung tawag namin sa kanila, yung mga mas matatanda ng konti kaysa sa mga kabataan sa Rappler. And but they will say that they're veteran journalists. O sige, veteran journalists na nga. And they will join us in this look back so we could make better sense of 2019. Please welcome Glenda Gloria, who's the managing editor of Rappler, Gigi Go, who's our news editor, and Gemma Bagayawa Mendoza, who heads research, among others. Welcome to Newsbreak Chats, ladies.
Hello.
This will be a no-holds-barred discussion on the year of stupidity. Okay, so let's start with Gigi. Kasi si Gigi yung very closely in touch with reporters. She monitors them. She gets information from them on the ground. And you're the most probably familiar with the stories na nilalabas ng
With the stupidities.
ng Rappler. So, if you were asked for an initial list of three events or three things that for you mirrored stupidity in 2019, what would those be?
Ang hirap nung three lang, ha? So,
Ay, madami.
yeah, parang, siguro not three events, but three themes under which they fall. Yung results ng midterm elections. And then, yung denial ng government na there's a transportation and traffic crisis. What else? Definitely, just recently, the palpak preparations and planning for the SEA Games. And the inroads we've given China in the Philippines.
Teka, tatlo lang muna.
Hindi, yun kasi sila na yung magpapaliwanag, joke. Pero so yun, major.
Pwede bang maging mas specific ka about the results of the midterm elections?
Yeah,
What in particular or who in particular? Proseso ba?
Kasi pag who dun sa results ng elections, ang dami nila. Pero I mean, the fact that we didn't elect a single opposition candidate. And I'm not just talking about the Liberal Party dominated opposition, but also, for example, yung slate ng Labor win. This is the first time that labor leaders got together to field a slate. And then how many workers does the Philippines have? Nasa 40 million yata. And then you could parang that population could have easily elected not just one but several senators. Pero wala. Yung parang so the reflection is really on the voters.
Is it on the voters or also on the opposition?
Kasama yon yung at least the main opposition na they prepared too late in the game. Tapos and then as Senator Drilon told us in another Rappler talk right after the elections, parang mali din yung strategy that they focused on attacking President Duterte, who one was very popular and two wasn't a candidate, instead of exposing what makes the other candidates unqualified and what makes them more qualified. So,
Sige, but before I ask Glenda and Gemma, siguro, I don't know if you have anything to contribute to that, yung first point lang ni Gigi about the elections, either about the electorate or the opposition or even the administration. What do you think
Well, I
happened?
think part of the stupidity was the candidates, especially the administration candidates, dumbing down the audience, di ba? You remember distinctly yung sayaw ni Bato,
and
Bong Revilla, yung budot dance niya, and then, di ba, Bato was in fact asked by reporters, bakit panay lagi kang kumakanta sa sorties? Yung sagot niya, wala masama doon kasi ang mga botante hindi naman pumupunta sa sortie para ma-educate. they join sorties to be entertained.
But isn't that true?
No, I think back in the day, nung batang reporter ako,
Which is
Tagal
ages
na yun.
ago.
which is not too long ago, hindi naman, in fact, parang nakakaya. Stand out ka kung magsasayaw ka doon. Parang, di ba, parang nakakahiya na kandidato ka nung araw. I'm saying ngayon, norm yon. Tsaka they were not really. So parang fiesta talaga. I mean, elections are always fiesta, yes. But this one was really just the pits.
Too much.
Too much.
Yung
And ang ironic doon is that Bato headed the PNP at the height of the drug war. He escaped scrutiny precisely by singing his way through the election. That's stupidity.
Si Bato lang ba?
well, si Bongo, he got elected and he ended up third or fifth? Just because he's close to the president. Parang,
And because of the malasakit centers, and because of all the presence, yung tremendous presence he has in social media. So basically, actually for me, nakakalungkot. I mean, like when we talk about stupid, parang actually for me nakakalungkot kasi talagang parang you see all this content about them on social media, and then it's really like parang makes you wonder yung level of how, I mean, how are we assessing leaders talaga? Like parang ang dami nating kailangang gawin para ma-elevate yung conversation
You're
again.
referring to the electorate.
Yeah, oo. Kasi
Na parang katanggap-tanggap sa atin yung
and
ginagawa
then,
nilang
hindi
ganon.
lang yun yung nakakalungkot dito is yung mga I mean, yung iba doon, ibang mga kandidato pa na who are actually making stupid claims, like we're calling others stupid. As in, parang sila pa yung chini-cheer sa social media. I mean, I don't want to name the candidate anymore. Hindi naman siya nanalo. Pero, he has a lot of followers on, I know, you know this candidate. Okay, he has a lot of followers on social media. Like the more noisy people on social media, the claims they make are really stupid, but people cheer them on.
nila-like, share.
Yeah.
So
Siguro,
encouraged sila to continue
Yeah,
what they're
being
doing.
stupid.
Being stupid and calling the other people,
People
thinking
stupid.
people stupid.
Madaling sisihin yung voters na, kasi nila-like ng voters kasi pinapatronize ng voters. Pero dapat ang reflection nito is on the candidates. Kasi wala kang respeto dun sa voters kung ang ino-offer mo sa campaign mo is yung sayaw lang.
Okay. Sige, talon tayo kay Glenda for her list of 3.
Okay. Sige, para mas,
Tatlo lang
kasi
ah.
may
Mahaba-
themes.
Parang mahaba yung lista.
Pero may themes kasi so taking from the themes of Gigi.
Kasi mahaba talaga.
So pagdating for example sa China issue, 'di ba natatandaan nyo yung Gemware, yung
Yes.
yung accident. And then I think the most standout na stupid statements, the most stupid statement was when Alfonso Cusi, who's the energy secretary, went there and announced to the whole world, "Daplis lang." That's really, it's both stupid and tragic, 'di ba?
And insulting.
Yeah, insulting. So, yun yung talagang nakakaano na statement, yung daplis lang. So, yun yung tandang-tanda ko. Pagdating naman sa rice issue, and again, this is coming from a cabinet secretary, the alter ego of the presidency, Manny Piñol, the dismissed or resigned agricultural secretary, yung height ng bukbok issue, anong sabi niya? And I quote, the rice, they don't even have to be fumigated for the public to eat. Serve me bukbok rice, I will eat it. Where in the world? I mean, 'di ba? Parang halong insulto 'yon. Hindi lang stupid but insulto sa kumakain ng bigas na Pilipino who does not have the choice to buy the more expensive rice. So, yun siguro yung pangalawa. Gusto mo pa ng pangatlo?
Yes.
Pangatlo, yes.
Yung pangatlo, sabi ni General AFP, the recently retired General Madrigal, when he was asked to explain the deal entered into by the Philippine military with the China-backed telco nandito. Sabi niya, oh, there's no cause for concern. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Kasi Chinese company naman yan, hindi yan Chinese government.
Yeah.
So in fact, I went on Twitter kasi hindi na ako nakapagpigil. Sinabi ko talaga, General, what have you been reading? Diba? Parang ang lungkot. 4-star general yan, nag-PMA yan. Hi, sorry.
And the reporters called him out sa press con when he
Yeah.
said it. Parang
Oo.
parang pinangatawanan niya na separate ang private firm sa Chinese
Napasugod na
government.
siya eh. So, I guess. Gemma?
So, 3 things. Kasi 3 lang. So,
Sabi sa'yo hindi pwede.
I was
Sige,
going to include
dagdagan
another.
natin
Sure,
later.
sure.
Okay, but basically, things that have been coming out of Panelo's mouth, and one specific thing has to do with yung isang claim that came out first, yung dun sa isang dyaryo where the 3 of you used to work, not anymore.
Different
It used to
owners
be-
na kasi,
yeah,
okay.
It used to be a very trustworthy publication, but and then it came out with this
Editorial ka
Well,
Okay.
it's not an editorial.
Sige.
It's a news report that was written by the owner, remember? Na yung basically claiming that 3 investigative news organizations are involved in the ouster plot. So that's one of the biggest and most stupid things that ever came out of his, that was confirmed by him, but came out of that newspaper. And then the other thing that I keep on seeing all the time is all these different explanations about the source of the Marcos wealth that has been coming out. Like, it's really stupid. Like one, yung from the Taliano gold to the all these different things. Yung recent na binabanggit ko kay Chay kanina was this letter. It's actually been around for a while. Yung letter supposedly ni Salonga na saying that Marcos, ano ba yung sinabi niya? Marcos daw, the Marcos wealth daw was composed of divine assets and properties of the Holy Father in heaven. And that letter has been going around for years. We just fact-checked it in September. Ang kawirduhan nun, yung Salonga was supposedly the one who wrote the letter, pero somehow, isa sa mga signatories, si Ronald Reagan at si Queen Elizabeth. Anong kinalaman nila?
Nadamay si Queen.
sa mga issue ng mga Marcos wealth, 'di ba? Pero I mean, the fact that people are sharing it and keep on yung nagsi-circulate siya makes you wonder about anong reading comprehension.
Speaking of Panelo, di ba, at nabanggit din ni Gigi yung transpo crisis, naalala natin yung sinabi ni Panelo na parang in effect, wala, tiisin mo, parang...
Gising ka na lang ng maaga.
Oo, he really made light of the travails of Filipinos who take public transportation hanggang naranasan niya himself.
Nagpa-rescue siya. Ni-rescue siya nung ano ba yun? Angkas. Ano ba yun?
Angkas,
Oo, G, ano yung Panelo related din ba yung takeaway mo doon sa transport crisis?
Yeah, yung, kasi ang nangyayari sa atin is, the administration, the different agencies and the officials, apparently, nagsilaki yata lahat to ng nakakotse. So talagang walang lumalabas na proposal, na policy, na strategies that actually show that they understand what the commuters go through every day. So kaya nila nasasabing wala namang crisis, agahan nyo na lang yung pagising nyo para hindi kayo malate. So one, yung MMDA, parang instead of, making your engineers actually lay down a proposal. Nag-entertain kayo ng proposal ng kung sino-sino na ang stupid talaga yung gawin the one-way yung EDSA. Tapos
Alala ko yun.
southbound, tapos northbound one-way yung C5. Tapos ano pa yun, yung color coding according to the brand of the car you're
Yes.
driving. Parang, MMDA organizing press cons para daw mabigyan ng forum yung mga ideas like this so we can discuss. We don't need to discuss that. Alam mo outright na stupido tapos gagawin mo pa rin. And then another stupid policy is the provincial bus ban. Na lahat ng galing sa Cavite hanggang Parañaque lang sa kanto ng coastal. Lahat ng galing sa south hanggang Santa Rosa, Laguna lang. Tapos lahat ng galing sa norte hanggang Valenzuela lang. Para daw wag masikip yung EDSA. It turns out, wala naman silang plano na, from that drop-off points, parang saan sasakay ang... Saan sasakay, ilang oras pa yung makakain ng pipila ulit yung mga tao. Tapos, or kung mag-grab, magta-taxi ka kasi walang van, walang jeep, mas mahal.
Ako, ang yearning ko, parang magkaroon ng strategic thinking pagdating sa transport. Kasi nga, meron kaming nakausap before, no, when we were doing research on traffic. Ang sabi niya, halimbawa sa Japan, ang ginagawa nila, sisimulan nila sa railway, yung tren. Doon nagsisimula. Magbi-build sila, and then mula doon sa area na yon, tsaka ka mag-create ng commercial areas, tapos yung residential areas. Pero sa atin, baliktad. Parang it's the real estate developers who drive development. Tapos humahabol si
yung
government,
infrastructure,
si infra, tsaka siya magbi-build ng mga LRT, MRT na minsan gusto ng mall owners malapit dun sa magkakaroon ng stop na malapit sa kanila, which
or nakadugtong.
which distorts everything. Parang walang strategic na pag-iisip talaga.
Ako, related to that, what I find really stupid is yung messaging. Like how they are handling this. So instead of being, parang more cognizant of yung dinaramdam ng mga tao, di ba? Kasi talaga namang totoo, like 3 hours in traffic.
One way.
Di ba?
One way.
Grabe talaga yun, di ba? Parang kung ikaw naman talaga yung ganun, magwawala ka talaga, di ba? I mean, if your government, shouldn't you be parang acknowledging na, mahirap talaga ngayon, pero ito na nga, ginagawa na nga natin tong mga, di ba, yung mga transport, say, kung may ginagawa nga, di ba, yung mga, all of these infrastructure projects, di ba? Messaging, yon, hindi mo gagatungan,
Dismissive
oo,
sila.
hindi mo gagatungan at hindi mo yung parang i-handle na parang, gumising ka na lang na mas maaga, yung mga ganun. Or even yung sometimes very, like, diba the way the MMDA, addressed yung concerns ng mga jeepney drivers, diba, dun sa, sa modernization. I mean, it's so tone deaf, it's so walang pakialam, parang aggressive pa rather than addressing the concerns, di ba? Kasi talaga naman dadaanan. Pwede mo namang idaan pakiusap muna, di ba? Acknowledge that there's a problem and people are really suffering, di ba?
I think ngayong, especially this season, no, parang malala talaga yung traffic. It's a common experience sa lahat na ine-expect mo na titiisan mo na lang na 2 hours ka or 3 hours on the road. Pero I think yung isang malaking theme nga na nabanggit ni Gigi at saka ni Glenda is really China. How do you explain this? Parang yung attitude ng gobyerno na parang seemingly siding with China imbis na mas pinoprotektahan ang Pinoy. How do you explain that?
Well, it goes all the way up, siguro. I mean, largely the explanation for that is that the president loves China. So, it cascades eh. Ang ano kasi doon, napaka-powerful ng presidente ng Pilipinas, di ba? Di ba parang biglang nagising kasi Pinoy ang presidente. Halimbawa kahapon si Aquino ang Pangulo. I'm sure siya din, gumising siya na, iba na yung mundo. Kasi yung presidente sets the tone for it. And obviously, even the military, which was anti-China, has always been pro-US, follow the dictates of and so parang everything else is negotiable. Kasi meron ding parang play si Duterte na sa global play niya, anti-US siya, anti-West siya, and kita niya na kindred spirits niya yung mga strongman, si Xi Jinping, si Putin. So may club din.
Pero,
in a way.
di ba merong, I don't know if you heard this argument, parang ang sabi nung isa, isn't Duterte actually playing it smart? Na rather than having a foreign policy that's purely dependent on the US, ang US has become more and more parochial under Trump most especially, parang nilalawakan niya ang options ng Pilipinas. So, punta ka rin sa China, which is another superpower. So, in effect, smart si Duterte.
Pero lumalawak ba yun? Kasi parang practically, binenta niya na yung kaluluwa niya sa China. It's really just China. So, ang sa akin, kung lalayo ka sana sa US at gusto mong lumawak, then it's several countries
You hedge your bets.
Oo. Pero ito, it's really just China. So, parang, whenever there's a choice China, kahit na latagan mo siya ng statistics, for example, na lahat ng pinangako niya na grants, saka investments, hindi naman dumating. Puro pangako lang. Tapos, while these other countries, Japan, for example, ganito yun na yung nabuhos sa atin. Pero parang sarado siya. It's really just China. So,
Parang I
lumalawak
think
ba
dun
yun?
sa initial months niya, parang you would see that you would actually welcome it. Kasi nga, anti-US siya. And you know naman na the US is not always, is not loyal first to the Philippines. Diba?
Yes,
Siyempre, it
yes.
has its own interest. Siguro if there's any president who played the China card well, to a certain extent, was Gloria.
Yeah.
Diba? Hindi naman niya sinat out completely yung US doon. Nilaro din niya, diba? Pero sana ganun. Sana meron kang in reality independent foreign policy. Hindi yung it impacts even your business. There are interests that, China has a foot in the door na to. Kasi meron kang dispute eh. It's a clear, natural ally mo si Amerika kasi wala ka namang territorial disputes or maritime disputes.
Baka Duterte was trying to do a Gloria.
I think
Kaya
so.
lang, up to a certain point na realize na hindi siya ganun ka-sophisticated mag-isip. So parang napako na lang tayo, di ba? Napako na lang tayo dun sa...
Pero nandun naman si Teddy Boy.
Ay?
You're tweeting foreign secretary.
Yeah, isa pa yun. Sa listahan mo, ba't mo nakalimutan
listahan
si
mo ba
Teddy
yun?
Boy?
Huwag ka mag-censor, no holds barred ito.
Pater, nandiyan si Pater. Pero hindi naman nagsimula kay Teddy Boy kasi, di ba? So parang, I think yun nga yung sabi ni Glenda, that by design, very powerful na ang president ng Pilipinas. Tapos you've got Duterte pa na mas na-maximize yung centralized power. And he's so powerful and influential. Yung lahat ng gabinete niya, wala nang naging independent. Parang wala nang magsasabi sa kanya ng taliwas. So from his very first Foreign Affairs Secretary, Yasay, and then...
Who proved to be an American citizen pala. Yeah.
Tapos grabe, lying through his teeth, no? Sinabi niya na hindi siya Amerikano, wala siyang passport.
Pero si Teddy Boy, fits your stupidity theme. I mean, if you look at his Twitter feed, di ba? It's the most undiplomatic.
Yes.
All diplomats.
Pero
Diplomat,
parang,
diba?
alam mo yun,
Your
parang...
top diplomat is very undiplomatic.
Nai-inspire sila, na-enable ng presidente. So parang, we can do this kasi our president is
Yeah,
like
but he
this.
doesn't have to go on Twitter to show that. I mean, di ba? He's the foreign secretary.
Actually, yung talking of stupid, I remember earlier this year, there was that earlier this year that talk about he suddenly goes off about yung DFA, the passport data.
Yes.
Which turned out to be like,
Sabi niya, sabi
stirred
niya,
up a lot of
stolen or
controversy.
breach? Ano yun?
Yeah, supposedly it was a leak, blah, 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 blah. And then finally,
pala.
yung kinalabasan nun is, he didn't know what he was saying.
Parang ang tama si Glenda yung sense nga na everything emanates from the president. Parang he sets the tone, dahil katanggap-tanggap sa kanya yon, okay magmura, okay to put women down, okay mang bastos. Therefore,
At okay lang wag mag-research.
correct.
Don't do full staff work.
Correct. So, okay lang din sa amin kasi okay sa boss eh. So, nakakahawa in other
Samantalang
words.
noon, di ba, si FBR, naalala ko, was very, he emphasized full staff work. I remember
staff
that was the conversations before. Like early in the morning, di ba, yung mga, ang dami daw mga
Kaya
marginal
nga sabi
votes.
ni
Yeah.
Chay, contagious nga.
Mm.
I mean,
Another point, Southeast Asia Games. Gemma? Oy, napabuntong mo na
All
siya.
of this information we had to fact
Oo.
check.
Yeah, so actually ang weird doon, yung pinaka-weird doon sa sa mga lumabas sa social media during the SEA Games was hindi ko alam kung bakit they were going after us, after Rappler.
And eventually, after the media.
And after
Basta
the media,
nag-expose.
so they were going after the media, after the local media. Some of the reports that they were using were actually by foreign media. Like that pork thing. We never reported about pork. And then may isang influencer sa Twitter na yung as in galit na galit pa siya, ang yabang-yabang niya, tapos she was pointing out nga na hindi ba kayo yung source nito. Hindi naman niya binasa na maayos yung storya.
They don't
Diba?
read.
I mean, parang which brings me to that di ba yung recent study about reading comprehension.
Yes.
I mean,
Which
I'm
is
really
very worrisome.
very worried about it. Like parang ito yung yung signos ng gano'n.
Signos.
Signos talaga, parang merong mangyayaring masama, Gemma B.
Indicator siya ng mababang reading comprehension. Parang like, ay, yun ba yun? Or arrogance yun? Or what? Hindi ko alam.
Or ang mas malungkot siguro if it turns out pananadya na nakikita mong iba yung sinasabi ng binabasa mo pero
you're
ito
twisting
twisted. Ito twisted.
Which is
to serve your
more,
agenda.
parang, actually, I was telling you, Chai, di ba? Like, stupid is relative. Stupid pa sila or they actually know what they're doing. And they're using, they know that the public is not cognizant of what's happening. And
Okay, so parang it also reflects medyo poorly on us as a people. Is that a fair assessment na parang we will settle for these types of leaders and not demand as much?
Maybe
Ganun na ba tayo?
maybe it's not a matter of settling, but we're tired. Baka kasama yun na hindi naman ngayon lang tayo may mga stupid na cabinet secretaries, di ba?
yeah, oo.
Parang talagang failure of I'll just do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like yung traffic, this is not the first time na may problema tayo traffic. Pero pangalawa, I think it's more yung power eh. Parang almost absolute kasi yung power ng government na to eh. So when you're feeling very powerful, you think you can do anything and get away with it.
And
so,
he's getting away with it.
okay lang yan.
Is allowed to get away
Oo,
with it.
so mali yan. You don't have to apologize. Anyway, we're in power and we're popular, di ba? Di ba mga populist, ganun din naman eh. Okay lang magsinungaling kasi may base ka naman.
So it's the
yun ang
arrogance of
malungkot.
power.
Yeah, it's our realization that really absolute power corrupts and messes with our heads.
Yeah, but yun kasi lagi nating sinasabi parang na kasi yung mga supporters ni Duterte blindly following and then blindly defending him. Pero pag tiningnan mo actually yung surveys, mas mataas yung kanyang approval rating consistently sa ABC. So parang, 'di ba? So parang it really reflects on us as a
So,
people.
hindi yun reading ko.
Hindi, pero
Ganun
hindi,
ba
ang
yun?
hindi, parang, no, what we're talking about is, why is Duterte and his
Good point.
officials
Yes.
getting away with all these things? So parang, it's not fair to just say, kasi the masa is blindly following him or hindi nakakaintindi. Kasi the ABC na nakakaintindi,
Oo.
ano yun, as long as your interests are protected, sige lang. Kasi sa kanila mataas
it's
yung
not
approval
stupidity, it's
approval
ano to,
rating ni
interest.
Duts.
Selfish interest na parang, yun na nga, sabi nga ni Gigi, parang mayaman ako, nag-aral ako, kahit na mali, sinusuportahan ko kasi makikinabang ako.
Yung killings sa drug war, 'di ba? Nung madami na siya talaga, nakita mo medyo nababakbakan yung approval rating ni Dudes dun sa lower classes. Pero sa ABC, may approval na mataas. Kasi parang kasi gated yung subdivision mo, wala namang mga EEJK sa neighborhood mo. Parang, so okay lang sa'yo.
So itong parang may nakikita rin tayong trend, di ba? Na hindi lang naman sa Pilipinas na nagiging katanggap-tanggap. Of course, if you look at the US, hindi ko alam nga kung they're worse or we're worse off. Nauna tayo na sumunod sila.
Ganun din sila.
So parang
Nauna tayo kasi una
Nauna
yung
lang
election
tayo.
natin.
ayun na nga. So how do you stem the tide? Parang is there such a thing? Or do we just ride it out? Or we wait to hit rock bottom and then matauhan tayong lahat and then look for better leaders.
I think, kasi partly talaga, much as parang sounding like a sirang plaka, parang part of it really is social media, di ba? Kasi it gives us a false sense of na nakapag-post ka ng 2 lines, smart ka na. You can go viral, you're shared by 200 of your friends, and it gives you a sense of
May nagawa
you've
ka na.
contributed your own thoughts and that you're being a good citizen by posting those remarks. And I think, in a way, it caters to our yung shortcut, ang daling maging aktivista ngayon kasi magpo-post ka lang. So parang matagal-tagal na labanan siya. Kasi yung landscape mo online hindi naman, di ba nung panahon natin,
Panahon nila.
ang thought process, halimbawa kung magpro-protesta ka, matagal yun mag-organisa ka, kailangan may education, Chay, mag-attend ka, di ba Chay, ng estudyante ka, ng mga
Ed sessions.
sessions to talk about, capitalism or whatever,
Right.
democracy. Ngayon, hindi mo kailangan yun, di ba? Kasi, pa-share-share ka lang. So, habang pinag-iisipan ko, parang matagal-tagal nga. So, that's why it's also global. I mean, I'm sure in America, they're saying, what happened to us, di ba? That's a country with your strongest institutions, your best journalist in the world being demonized. And,
Correct.
So, ganun So, sorry matagal-tagal to. Kapit lang tayo. Pero,
Gemma, you've been watching social media very closely.
So, actually connected to stupid.
Yes.
hindi makamove on.
Talagang gigil na gigil ka.
Kasi, I agree. Social media, so, sabi naman nila, di ba, yung pag may bagong technology talaga, di ba, it's a new may change in the information ecosystem, therefore, yung parang nagkakaroon ng adjustment, tapos nagagamit siya at first. And it happened in Rwanda. Remember, radio was used by people behind the genocide, yung sa Rwanda. So, ngayon, dito naman sa, anong bago ngayon? Kasi talaga namang, totoo namang, from way before, yung disinformation, misinformation, andun na yan, since panahon ni Mahoma, nandun na yan. Ang question is, sorry, pero, I mean, since panahon ng mga Caesar, may disinformation.
Caesar. Okay.
Diba? Pero ang question really is the scale of it. And at no time in history where 2-point-something billion humans, well, of course, binawasan ko na yun kasi may mga fake accounts, diba? So, hindi ko alam kung ilan pa dun yung fake accounts. But ganun kadaming humans are connected in a platform, right? And syempre yung paano mo ngayon i-arbitrate yung pag-uusap doon sa platform na yun, 'di ba? Yung facilitation and even flagging yung mga maling claims, 'di ba? Dati nun editor, dino-double check si writer, si reporter. Ngayon sino yung nagdo-double check doon sa mga kung sino-sino nagpo-post sa platform? This is something that we contend with every time with sa workshop natin in relation to Facebook, Twitter, etc. Now, related to that, yung isang stupidity which probably is also, I don't know if it's stupidity or interest, di ba? Yung decision ng Facebook, for instance, to air ads even if they have already been fact-checked. Like, they have a program already, disclosure. We're a fact-check partner, di ba? They have a program already.
Yeah.
It's a good program. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's but it's making headway. It's a good start.
There's an
And
effort at least to clean up.
They're putting effort into it. Tapos biglang you do it. You allow politicians to lie just because they're posting
Paying
an ad.
ads.
They're paying, right? That's a big. Where are you going?
So is
Right.
Facebook the biggest stupidity in this
I
year?
don't know if it's stupidity nga. Kasi yung question mo doon
Or
is...
greed?
Greed.
Yeah. Di ba? Kasi
Commercialization.
they're getting paid. Right? So siguro stupid tayo at nandun pa rin tayo.
I like that.
Pero saan kasi pupunta?
Yun nga. Oo. I mean,
We have to start looking for alternatives or building
or start
alternatives.
thinking of how we are using these things, di ba? Or maybe evolve in the way we're using social.
So if you were to use just one word to describe 2019, what would it be? Wag na ang stupidity.
Ano ba?
Ako
Facepalm.
Facepalm.
Akong maisip.
Ako reality check. Siguro.
Bakit?
I
Bakit
think
din?
it's the third year of the presidency. Yung SEA Games, yun yung culmination ng third year na to eh. That even forced the president to actually, for the first time, if you notice, say sorry. Pahiyang-pahiya siya. Parang nandun lahat yung pagkakamali, lahat ng pagkukulang ng gobyernong to. Nakita
Doon
natin sa SEA
na-project.
Games. So, to me, reality check yon na this is not an infallible administration and it is being forced to apologize for it and it was shamed publicly. Walang yun. She cannot sue anyone for the...
Wala siyang pwedeng murahin.
Diba? Yun.
Ikaw, Gemma.
Single word.
O Gigi, bakit facepalm? Habang nag-iisip si Gemma ng one word.
Facepalm kasi when you hear our government officials, parang when you thought nothing could get any worse, biglang may maririnig kang mas malala, may gagawin silang mas mababa. And then facepalm din na parang so nakatingin lang din tayong mga tao while all this is happening, tas hanggang social media na lang din tayo. So parang
Yeah. Are you ready with your...
one word.
Hindi ko siya ma-summarize yun.
Ang dami.
Gemma paragraph eh.
Naka-matrix yan.
Matrix. I guess, kinopya yung reality check.
Sige,
ano?
go. Pwede naman.
I agree with Glenda. It's reality check talaga. Kasi, actually, if you look at it, yung panahon ni Pinoy, ganun din eh, di ba? Very popular siya until 2013. Tapos,
Midterm.
Midterm. And then, at that time, parang parating biniblame na rin si Gloria. But, moving into the 2013, Yolanda happened. Tapos yung after that, wala na siyang ma-blame. Diba? So, maybe for the administration, that's something to think about. Diba? Kasi, do you have anybody else to blame right now? Medyo mahirap na yung palagi kang pinubukpok marap rin yung...
Well, yung water concessions, previous governments daw yan. So, meron pa rin.
Kasalanan ng
Humirit
previous.
pa rin siya
Meron
doon.
pa rin humirit.
Dapat yata tanggalan siya talaga ng pwedeng masisi pa, di ba?
But for people, I guess it's really more of a time to start thinking, like beyond, like
Agitate si Jen.
yeah,
Beyond
Na-agitate
2022.
ka o nang-agitate ka?
di ba? Beyond this, ito na pa talaga tayo hanggang dito na
Hanggang
lang pa
dito
talaga
na lang.
And yet,
tayo.
there's talk about RevGov or for this administration to remain in power.
Kasama yun sa playbook siguro ng government na to. Messing with our heads talaga eh. Di ba?
Pati yung floating the idea of Sara Duterte running for president. Parang I think...
Or even Bongo, or even...
Sara na lang, huwag mo na
Bongbong.
tayo mag-Bongo. Parang, I think it's a strategy so that Duterte doesn't become a lame duck in his last 3 years. Na parang, teka muna, if I'm an ally na gusto ko nang sumipa, I won't do that now. Kasi baka ang next president si Sara. Parang alam mo yun. Unlike other presidents na yung last 3 years, parang a lot of people, a lot of sectors na dating kaalyado, malakas na yung loob na bumitaw. Dito hindi takot ka pa. So, I think the president is taking advantage of that.
And he's a master at that. Parang hindi mo siya completely mabasa, and he always keeps you guessing. May sakit ba siya? Okay pa ba siya? Tatakbo ba si Sara? Hindi ba tatakbo si Sara? Will Duterte support Bongbong or will Duterte support Bongo? So magaling siya doon eh. And I don't know, maybe tayo or even the opposition is not smart enough to figure him out.
Or baka naman we're trying to read too much into the man, tas wala naman pala tayong
Aray ko.
sakit sa ulo yun.
Oh, last question. What do you expect to happen in 2020? Malapit na. Are you more optimistic?
Yeah,
Are
I think
you
there's gonna
Wala
be...
naman
pessimistic?
choice. I
Walang
think you
choice.
really have...
There will be more unraveling pa rin siya. It's a year of unraveling. Like, ano yan, parang... kaya lang, hindi siya yung kagaya nung before na parang magiging lame duck. Kasi nga may malakas yung base niya. That is not eroded. Tapos may social media tool siya. And you know,
they've
may
mastered.
oo. Tapos yung simplistic, yung soundbite. Yes, that charisma translates.
Gets yung
Gets.
pulso ng tao eh.
Tsaka yung pulso niya, swak sa social media, di ba? Yung soundbites na ganito lang. Tapos walang neutral emotion sa kanya, di
Can
ba?
you imagine if he were on Twitter
Yeah.
or on Facebook?
Thank God he's
Oh
not
my
there.
gosh.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
di ba?
Crazy enough for our schedules na ang haba ng speech niya late in the evening.
Tapos mahaba pa ang tweets niya. Di ba? Kaya lang, maiinis si Trump. Mag-aaway sila. Kasi si Trump is
Hindi
the
nila i-real
lead.
Yes.
Yun na, yan. Cannot.
Yeah.
Oo.
Or mag-uusap sila sa Twitter. Interesting yun. If you're a fiction writer, write a short story about Trump and Duterte conversing on
Yes.
Twitter.
So, prospects. Anong sense mo for 2020?
Hindi yung sense, siguro yung wish that people will stop being selfish na, alam mo, because naiinis na tayo sa gobyerno or sa nangyayari sa paligid, parang intindihin mo na lang sarili mo, as long as I'm not stepping on somebody else's toes, as long as I'm okay, my family's okay, okay na ako. Parang let's get out of that mindset kasi that's what makes those in government more powerful. That's what makes those who manipulate social media more powerful kapag wala ka ng pakialam. So, yun lang. Makialam but beyond online posts in whatever little circle you're in. So,
Sa akin, so on one hand, on social media, you're seeing more people speaking up. So that's hopeful. Pero ang concern ko actually kasi is for that for there to be some sort of a check, kailangang merong stronger na opposition eh.
Right.
And the opposition is really weak. I'm sorry to say. Like, and I'm not
That's
saying
very true.
that to na you topple this administration, right?
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is, at the very least, there should be debate. 'Di ba? Yung nangyari lang recently dun sa na closed door, they approved a major
The House resolution
Diba?
on
Like,
charter
that they
change.
were able to do that with like hardly any squeak.
And opposition members were
Were there.
inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely.
At
Parang-
nakalusot.
Yeah, precisely. That they were able to do that means talagang wounded yung walang oposisyon. 'Di ba? And that's bad for a democracy. Parang doon ko talaga na parang sabi ko, hindi na nga tayo
Don't censor.
I mean, like, are we still a democracy pag ganon? Na yung mga things na normally, you would think, pwede nang, hindi, we're not saying impeach him, di ba? Pero normally, in previous administrations, nagiging nagiging possible articles for impeachment na yun, di ba? Pero, I mean, sa US, at least pinag-uusapan nila yun, di ba? Pero dito, wala. Di ba? Not a single squeak.
Yes.
Di ba? Medyo, medyo problematic yun. Paano, kumbaga, how does that paano mata-turn around yung ganitong thing if you're at that point na walang squeak?
Sige. So, it's parang ang nakukuha
Ang
kong tone
bigat.
is 2019 was not a very good year in terms of democracy and in terms of building community.
But
Tama ba
there was
yan?
also a pushback, di ba? Ramdam mo din naman na mas marami ngayon, mas may lakas ng loob na mag-criticize compared mo sa 2018. Naramdaman ng Rappler yan, di ba?
Yes.
Yeah,
Ramdam
ours,
yung
the
suporta.
support.
So I think in a way, okay din naman yan.
So, kailangan pang tibayan.
Yes.
Tibayan siguro yun
Saka
in the
siguro
following
parang
years.
wag tayong masyadong magdepende on political figures to be the opposition. Kasi meron ding responsibility tayo as citizens. But is it even possible? Kasi any opposition movement, even if it's coming from citizens, there has to be leaders, 'di ba, na magdi-direct nito.
Magpapastol.
Pero
Pero ang paglilinaw lang kasi baka kasi isipin nila, bakit are you advocating, kasi kailangan ng opposition to check power, di ba? Yun din lang naman hindi naman to bring down a government or to ensure that public service is really public service at hindi yun lang naman ang kailangan. Yun ang sinasabi ni Gemma.
Kasama kasi yun dun sa kaya mahirap trabahuin kasi kasama yun sa nagiging propaganda ng admin na ang ibig sabihin when you oppose, you want to bring down the
Correct.
government,
Which is not the case,
diba? Parang you
diba?
want to destroy the country. Hindi ganun Parang
So actually, ang pinupunto lang naman natin is, I think wala namang argument that for 2020, we want a better country, we want a better future for our children and the future generations. And criticizing and pointing out inadequacies is not being less patriotic.
Yeah.
And siguro nga, as Gigi and Glenda and Gemma have pointed out, what we really need is a more involved citizenry. We cannot depend on opposition leaders alone. Parang we have to start in our own homes, in our own schools, and even in our own communities kung saan man tayo nakatira. So we're looking forward to 2020, and we hope that by next year hindi na
Hindi
here
na
in
agitated si
stupidity
Gemma.
yung theme natin. So thank you very much for joining us, and I'd like to thank again Gemma, Gigi, and Glenda for today's Newsbreak Chats. We'll see you in 2020, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Christmas. Pag napanood nila.